Shock, mother and daughter missing after vacation with ex-boyfriend. On March 12, 2023, police in Vancouver, Washington, received a call from a deeply worried grandmother. Her daughter, Misha Melendez, 27, and granddaughter, Layla Stewart, 6, had mysteriously disappeared. Misha was a single mother, and Layla was her entire world. There was no clear reason why they would suddenly vanish without informing their family. Something far more sinister was unfolding. It's been since last Sunday, no one has seen or heard from my daughter and granddaughter. I feel like I've lost a part of myself, that's my daughter and my granddaughter. We don't know where they are, the grieving grandmother shared. One of the last people to see Misha alive was her ex-boyfriend, Kirkland Warren. Their relationship had been turbulent, but Kirkland claimed they were trying to mend things. However, shortly after, Misha and her young daughter vanished. A young mother and a vulnerable child, police knew that finding them was of utmost urgency. Soon, the investigation would uncover a dark past and a crime that would haunt the Vancouver community for generations. Vancouver, Washington, is one of the most populous cities in the state, located near the Oregon border on the west coast. The city's violent crime rate stands at 6.32 per 1,000 residents, higher than the state average. This only heightened the concern surrounding Misha and Layla's disappearance. Misha was last seen on the morning of March 12, 2023, along with Layla, by a friend. They were in a burgundy Dodge Charger, with Kirkland Warren, Misha's ex-boyfriend, behind the wheel. It appeared that Kirkland was the last person to see Misha alive. On March 22, 2023, what seemed like an ordinary day inside the Vancouver jail was, for one investigator, the most crucial day of the case. He had been assigned to find Misha and Layla and hoped to ask the right questions. Kirkland claimed that he, Misha, and Layla had stayed overnight at a friend's apartment named Joe. He stated that they had met to reconcile after past relationship tensions. According to Kirkland, everything went smoothly that night, and they left Joe's house the next morning as planned. Kirkland said that Misha had parked her car further away, so he drove her and Layla to it. He dropped them off, and they drove away. According to Kirkland, that was the last time he saw the mother and daughter alive. Misha and Layla were reported missing on March 18, 6 days after their disappearance. Misha was an independent woman with her own life, but she would never recklessly disappear without telling her family. She deeply loved her daughter, Layla, a bright 6-year-old student with a promising future. Misha once said, "I don't know how I got so blessed to have such an amazing daughter." When Misha's mother had not heard from her daughter and granddaughter for a week, she called the police. Vancouver police conducted a welfare check at Misha's apartment but found no trace of her or Layla. However, the following day, in her desperate search, Misha's mother discovered her daughter's abandoned car in the Van Mall neighborhood, the same area where Misha and Layla had stayed with Kirkland on the night of March 11. Kirkland claimed he had tried contacting Misha that day. "I tried to reach her because she left her wallet in my car. I called her on Google Duo, but she didn't pick up." Kirkland and Misha had an on-again, off-again relationship, making it not unusual for Misha to be out of contact with him for a while. Kirkland said that after dropping off Misha and Layla, he went to a bagel shop and then to a friend's house named Net. He hadn't been worried about Misha's disappearance until nearly a week later when she was reported missing. "So, where do you think they are?" the investigator asked. "I don't know," Kirkland responded. Kirkland grew up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He was the son of a local judge who resigned in 2009 after allegations of misconduct, including falsifying documents, abusing power, and attempting to seize assets. In recent years, Kirkland moved to Vancouver, Washington, where he married a woman named Monet Tyler Warren. They had 2 daughters. By the spring of 2023, Monet was working at a bank in Portland but had recently been accused of stealing nearly $25,000 from customer accounts by transferring the money to other accounts. On November 21, 2020, Monet's login credentials were used to alter account information at a credit union, attempting to steal $220,000 and transfer it into an account under Misha Melendez's name. Misha was also caught on surveillance footage opening an account at the credit union that month, exiting Monet's car. The 2 women knew each other and might have been involved in a criminal scheme together. Misha was an active TikTok user until her final post on December 20, 2022, the same timeframe as the credit union theft. She then seemingly went off the grid on social media, possibly to avoid attention if investigated. In her last 2 posts, she was seen with Kirkland. But what was the connection between Mishi and Monet? How had they developed this scheme if both were involved? The only common link between them was Kirkland Warren. In December 2022, Mishi called 911 to report that Kirkland had attacked her, including shooting at her apartment window while she was looking outside. By February, investigators confirmed Mishi's story through a witness who had been present. However, just 2 weeks later, on February 17, Mishi retracted her claims, saying she had lied about the shooting and that both she and the witness struggled with mental health and substance abuse issues. She downplayed her credibility and wanted police to ensure Kirkland wouldn't be arrested. Investigators found this highly suspicious. On March 2, Kirkland was arrested on multiple charges, including second-degree domestic violence assault, drive-by shooting, false reporting, harassment, and possession of a stolen firearm. Prosecutors deemed him an extreme threat to Mishi's safety, scoring 31 on a risk assessment scale from 1 to 18. The judge set his bail at $100,000 and issued a no-contact order for domestic violence cases. However, Kirkland violated this order just hours later, calling Mishi twice from Clark County Jail, blaming her for his arrest and urging her to drop the charges. Mishi said she was trying her best. Kirkland wasn't just a domestic abuser, he was connected to another murder in Arkansas. In November 2017, a 57-year-old man named Curtis Urart disappeared in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. His body was discovered on December 11, shot in the head and mutilated by wildlife. Kirkland was the last person seen with Curtis and later admitted to killing him. His Google search history revealed terms like how to clean blood from car seats, how to get away with murder, and killing the only witness. Kirkland was charged with first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. He was released on $250,000 bail and moved to Washington around 2018 to 2020, where he continued violating his release terms, including possessing a stolen firearm and lying on a gun purchase form. On March 22, 2023, 2 bodies were found along a rural road in Washougal. A caller reported seeing what looked like life-sized mannequins near a creek. When police arrived, they found the bodies of Mishi Melendez and Layla Stewart. Both had been shot in the head, and Layla had also been sexually assaulted. During questioning, Kirkland continued to deny involvement, attempting to blame Mishi's ex-husband, but police confirmed he was not involved. Eventually, Kirkland changed his story, claiming Mishi had accidentally shot Layla and then killed herself. However, forensic evidence disproved his statement, and investigators were convinced Kirkland was the murderer. Kirkland Warren was ultimately convicted of killing Mishi and Layla. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Additionally, he pleaded guilty to Curtis Urart's murder in Arkansas, with the sentence running concurrently with his life term in Washington. This case left a deep scar on the Vancouver community. Mishi and Layla are remembered as innocent victims of a dangerous criminal. Their family, friends, and the entire community mourned their tragic loss. The biggest question remains, could this crime have been prevented if the justice system had taken a tougher stance on repeat violent offenders like Kirkland Warren?